Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the ancestors past, present and future and welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. I realised the sound on those two videos I posted this morning. I had the sound on, but flames don't really make a sound and I was hoping it would pick up the sound of the rain on the tin roof, but the computer, obviously the microphone is too good and didn't pick them up, but please just watch and glaze over and meditate to them. That was the whole idea of those two videos. And yeah, the weather's a bit lousy out there today. Jump a day. Welcome to summer in New Zealand. Okay, entertainment only. What I want to have a look at in this particular reading, and I'm hoping because I'm using the Golden Universal Tarot that the glare isn't too bad off the overhead lights. Just want to look a little bit further into the pardon that was given by the Orange Twerp to Hernandez, the ex-president of Honduras, who had been convicted in the US of trafficking tons, and I mean tons and tons and tons, about 200 tons of cocaine into the country, something along those lines, was convicted and sent to prison, and the Orange Twerp has pardoned him, and apparently he has been released from jail. Okay, well, you sort of think, okay, that's, birds of a feather, but also have to wonder about why did he actually pardon him? So, if I'm reading my notes correctly, so under Hernandez and his predecessor, there was an island off Honduras that was set up called Prosperia, and it was a purpose-built city on this island for profit, and apparently it doesn't have to abide by any Honduran laws. And it was built as a Bitcoin crypto coin haven, let me put it that way. Backed by, I wonder who backed it, Thiel, Altman and Andreessen, the three big players in the tech bro Bitcoin crypto world. Okay, so it was set up as an autonomous oligarchy, so basically a law unto itself. In 2013, the Honduran Supreme Court ruled it unconstitutional, the setting up of this particular city, this island, which is controlled by a company, Prospera something or other limited. You could always look it up. So what happened is that Hernandez's predecessor sacked 4 of the Supreme Court judges and installed those that would give him a favourable ruling. And of course, that ruling of it being unconstitutional was then overturned. Then Hernandez, along the same vein, got into power. So his predecessor was installed, Sosa was installed by a coup, and then the power was handed over to Hernandez. So what have we got happening here? Well, the Honduras has actually just had an election, or having an election. No, I'd say it's had the election. There were some anomalies found with equipment, etc. So they have then changed to do a manual recount. Apparently it was too close to call. I haven't written down the name of the one that's the far right, the Trump-supported one. I haven't actually written down the names of either of the two candidates. I'll just call them the moderate and the far right, because there is a far right that is backed by the Orange Twerp and obviously money from these tech bros. And as I'm splitting the deck, there's the devil card, always pops up when I'm talking about this sort of thing. But we also have charging in rashly. So what I want to have a look, and then that dropped off, and then it had the Wheel of Fortune in several cards back, but that was the next one that showed itself. So you've got 2 parties vying for the position in the elections. One is a moderate who is determined to wipe out corruption and install prosperity back for the ordinary person of Honduras, and the other one is the orange twerp backed far-right candidate who is, as we can imagine, entertainment only, all about corruption and Bitcoin, etc. Now, what's happened is that the orange twerp has come out and said that if the moderate candidate wins, he will stop any US aid going to the country. Well, there's no surprises there. He did the same with Argentina. But what I find very interesting, the bit that really caught my attention is, and it wasn't in the article, but it was to do with the fact that Bitcoin and crypto are rapidly crashing. Now, I read a couple of weeks ago, rapidly crashing. Looking at the investment and the Ten of Swords, rapidly crashing. So I did a reading a couple of weeks back of where is the tariff money gone, been invested, and I got quite clearly that it's been put into Bitcoin, crypto, etc. Now, Bitcoin has crashed about 80% of its value, lost about 80% of its value. I know it's more than one coin, but you get what I mean. And crypto apparently is down 24%. So I want to have a look. Now, pardoning Hernandez is, I'm getting is linked to the Bitcoin crash. And then that popped out. Ace of Swords, yes it is. The pardoning is not because the guy had an unfair trial or anything along those lines. It's to do, so the Ace of Swords, when the aces pop out, they tell me, yes, I'm on track. It's to do with trying to reinvigorate something to do with this Prospera Island. So let's have a look. What do we need to know about the pardoning of Hernandez? Was it related to the Bitcoin crypto crash? I don't quite know what he thinks this dude's going to do to solve it, but let's have a look. Okay. King of Cups. Okay. There's the signifier here. The negotiator, the diplomat, the emotionally mature. Okay, let's see where this goes. Now, interestingly enough, there are, on the Armed Forces Committee, Mark Kelly, Slotkin and Warren, I believe, are, there's two Pisces and a Cancer there or something. Love to know who's the Scorpio, which is the King of Cups energy. But we've got the King of Cups here as the signifier. A diplomatic decision. Okay, wasn't expecting that, but let's see where it goes. Challenged by something, a gift from the past. Okay, so a diplomatic decision challenged by something that was gifted in the past. So I'm asking, was the pardoning of Hernandez to do with the Bitcoin crash? The energy that it's stewing in at the moment is a legal crossroads, can go one way or the other. Let's see where this goes. In the past, the moon, secrets being revealed. Absolutely. And that's why he was convicted. But they're telling me I'm on the right track here. Crowning the reading, the King of Wands. So we've got the King of Cups and the King of Wands. Taking action on a plan. Bringing forth new new messaging. We've also got the salamander. If you cut a body part, aside from the head, off a salamander, it will regrow. The immediate future, a false victory. Riding in as a winner potentially, but it's a very uncomfortable victory. And there's that Knight of Swords again. Externally. Rash action, charge, but this can also be charging in. Charging in, claiming victory, charging in internally. We've got the Justice card. actions having consequences, hopes and fears. It's all to do with money changing hands with the Six of Pentacles. So we've got Six of Wands and Six of Pentacles and Six of Cups all in a line across here. It's the moment after a major challenge or obstacle. So this could be gifting, a false victory, and money changing hands. Right. Lovers, contracts and agreements to do with mercenary actions in regards to money. And yeah, the second agreements card, a verbal agreement to do with overseas with that Three of Wands and the loss and emotional loss and disappointment. The King of Swords. So we've got the three kings in play now. Legal action being taken. And then we've got the Emperor. Okay. What is Honduras? We've got them on the bottom. We've got the military walking away. An unexpected announcement about the manipulation, the steal. Ace of Wands, Ten of Swords, Ace of Cups. Illusion, delusion, smoke and mirrors, and a tower moment and out in the cold. This is the energy underlying it. Okay. Okay, this is taking me down a path that I didn't think I would be going down, but let's have a look. Hate to ask it, if the moderate candidate wins, will there be a military coup to reinstall Hernandez? If the moderate candidate is declared the winner, three of, secret plans, dark money. The moderate candidate is declared the winner. Will there be some sort of coup, attack, whatever you like to call it? Or is the plan there? Is the plan there for it? From some sort of military takeover, because we know the military has gone into, the US military has gone into Honduras before to overthrow governments, and it's caused absolute chaos. I'm going to say yes. Three of Pentacles, the secret plans happening to do with money. Excuse me. Charging in with the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands, a plan, taking action. Nine of Swords, nightmare situation, massive wake-up call. And then we've got the Hierophant, which is the government. Collective awakening in the government. I think it is. I don't know whether they'll be able to pull it off. Okay. Now you've got to remember that Venezuela has nothing to do with drugs. It holds, 19% of the world's oil reserves. That's all about oil. Hernandez in Honduras has nothing to do with fair court cases. It's all to do with Bitcoin and crypto. Where do I go from here? Right. Is the regime, the US regime, is their intention to install, because what's happened is the machines have been found to be faulty, so they've defaulted to hand counting. Now, hand counting is a lot harder to cheat at than machine counting. So let's have a look. Is the US regime intending to install Hernandez? Queen of Wands. This is his wife. She was the one that had written to the regime, pleading for him to be pardoned. We've got here money trails involved, but also hard at work creating money or creating coin. Put it that way. I'm not going to say money, coin. Almost like in a prison with the door shut there. Okay. Oh, yes, devil energy stewing in the past. The crashes of both Bitcoin and crypto. And then you've got the Emperor. Yeah, I think it is to install the Emperor. To install the Emperor. Don't quite know how. Oh, yeah, biggest yes card ever. In the immediate future with the Sun. Externally, the oligarchs. It's also one of my orange twerp cards, but you've got here the oligarchs taking action to hang on to their money or improve it. Those that with the King of Coins, and you've got the nine of coins, feathering their own nest internally. Hopes and fears, secrets being revealed, the plan being revealed, being thwarted, the outcome, the Queen of Pentacles. So Pentacles everywhere. So yes, it is very much to do so. Yes, that is the plan to buoy up in whatever way. I don't quite know how that'll work, but through this prosperity. Queen of Coins, Page of Wands, some sort of announcement coming forward or a plan, but the plan's not going to succeed with that Ten of Wands. There's the attempt to do so, but it's not going to succeed. And then we've got the Page of Coins and the Death card. No, it's not going to succeed, but I'm telling you that that's the plan. Because we've gone from King to Queen to Page to Death. And it's going to be a nightmare situation for all those involved, as you have a collective awakening of the populace. The Chariot, which is it might be the rightful winner riding in. Hope it is, rather than the military. But you've got the Lovers, you've got the Mercenary, you've got the secret dealings with the Three of Coins. But a lot of information is going to come out that will lead to the Queen of Wands, legal action being taken. Queen of Cups, there is more to be revealed, and then the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Oh, on the bottom we've got the treason, betrayal, heartbreak, loss, the World card, an ending, and then the infighting, as in the past with the Six of Cups, inability to access the money, and you've then got the Hermit with the investigation, emotional overwhelming, and stealing. Okay, so let's see where this is going to go. Yes, I do think that that is the plan, but I don't think it's going to succeed. Let's have a look. I post a lot of stuff in my posts section. If you go to Meister Tarot under any video or click on the pink circle, it'll take you to the main page, and then go to the post section there. I post a lot in there. And one of them was that the protests outside the Israeli president's house. So in that video, when I'm talking about him asking for a presidential pardon, it's not from the Orange Twerp, it's from the Israeli president. Massive protests outside the president's house demanding that he not be pardoned. So don't underestimate people power in regards to this, the average person. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look. This is the plan. The plan, if the moderate wins, because they've had to fall back onto manual hand counting of ballots, if the moderate is declared the winner, the plan is to have a coup. Now, you've got to remember the US military's in that neck of the woods at the moment. Undertake a coup and put Hernandez back in place, or Hernandez supporting somebody. I'm just going to ask, are they going to succeed? Are they going to succeed? Okay. Well, this could be the Six of Coins, the depreciating value of Bitcoin and crypto, or this could simply be giving financial assistance for this to happen. There may have been some attempted vote flipping, because this is the signifier for the here and now, but the machines were taken off and they're now manually counting. Okay, let's see where this goes. Challenged by the throwing under the bus in fighting. The fighting amongst themselves. So I was asking, if the moderates declared the winner, will there be a coup? So this is the attempting to fiddle the votes, challenged by something going wrong with that Five of Wands. The energy it's stewing in at the moment is could be news coming out about the votes, or simply the mercenary action that is being taken, but the mercenary is stopped. In the past, things are being stopped with the Hanged Man, paused, looked at differently. And then you've got that King of Cups. He was the signifier at the very, very start. I can say this is the pardon, but this might be the moderate candidate. The immediate future. I mean, if that doesn't look like Hernandez, I don't know what does. Desperately trying to hold on, trying to keep secrets hidden in the immediate future about the votes. They're not going to succeed. The Sword of Truth, the Ace of Pentacles in the external, internal position, the best of democracy in the hopes and fears, and the voters celebrating. And then an investigation is launched about partnerships that took place with that Ace of Pentacles, but that it's about a cleaning out of the thieves and liars, including Hernandez's wife. Page of Pentacles, unexpected news coming out of left field that will, I think it might be frozen, the money. So there's the Orange Twerp desperately trying to hold on to his money. Money trails. Judgment card again. Moon card. Secrets being revealed about the wannabe emperor coming in from overseas that brings about a downfall with the Death card due to gifts from the past because the wheel is turning. You've got governments, hidden agenda, agreements, trying to spin the story, but loss, ending in loss for them. And then you've got the World, and then you've got the treason card, the cycle coming to an end. Now, I don't think they're going to succeed. I don't, in this day and age, it's something that probably would have worked back in the 80s, but not in this day and age. This is really interesting. Okay, so what is going to happen to Prospera Island or Prospera City? What is going to happen? It was an unregulated safe haven, I think Cayman Islands type thing, for Bitcoin, crypto. What is going to happen to Prospera City? Autonomous oligarchy set up and backed by the big crypto tech bros in the US. What's going to happen to Prospera City? Okay. Forced to retreat. Forced to lay low for a while. Forced to rethink in the face of the legality of it. Challenged by the Four of Swords, Ten of Swords. Endings. Legal endings. You've got the Justice card here at the bottom, bringing justice in the past. Four of Cups. So Four of Swords and Four of Cups. Not looking at what is on offer or rejecting what is on offer. I think that whoever's going to come in is going to reject bribery, etc., to keep this place going. Yeah, Eight of Swords over Prospera City. Legal restrictions, legal confinement. Queen of Swords, a lot of swords coming out. Queen of Swords. Legal strategy, action. Externally, we've got the Magician, the manifestation, the ability to make something out of nothing externally, but internally we've got the Star card, the Star of democracy and healing and rebalancing and doing what's right. Through line of major arcana on the bottom there. Hopes and fears. Well, this could be information being brought forward about what went on Prospera Island or Prospera City. Mercenary actions and the outcome. Big stick, on the back foot having to defend itself, legal crossroads. You've got Two of Swords, Two of Cups, and a Tower card. And then a new journey. The new journey as volatile information comes out. Okay, on the bottom we have, it's back up against the wall, having to surrender to guidelines. Just looking to see what's coming down the pike. The false knight making an offer. Queen of Coins to protect their money, but it's at an end. Loss for the oligarchs as the government changes everything. Yeah, there's something about Prospera Island that is it's almost like the Cayman Islands is my feeling for Bitcoin and crypto. And they need those that are involved for whatever reason, need it to keep going in its lawless manner. And I can hear the sirens going past. Just show me the orange twerp connection to Prospera Island, Prospera City. Show me. Right. It was poor. It was left holding a cup of stinky fish, forced to walk away as everything gets exposed. Harsh truth that it was just smoke and mirrors and delusion. You've got some sort of legislative ruling coming down here. Yeah. I think he had a lot of money invested there. It was his secret bank account. Now, I have read in the past, long time ago now, that when he goes down, the country in which he has his secret bank accounts will hang on to that money. That it won't go to his children, etc., that they will seize the money. So, yeah, just watch this space in regards to Prospera Island and what happens with this Honduras election. I think this is actually going to be more important than what we realise. Okay, love to you all. Take care.